to our HealthCast, where we try to make nutrition as fun as eating chocolate cake without actually eating the cake. I'm Arzu.
And I'm Ahana. Today's episode is all about good nutrition and its importance. We have a lot in store for you, and rest assured, all of your questions will be answered by the end of today's episode.
That's right, Ahana. To help us understand the significance of this topic, we're joined by a special guest.
We're thrilled to welcome Miss Maryam Adeeb-Mendon.
Hi, my name is Maryam and I'm a Dr. Sears Certified Health Coach as well as a holistic nutrition, wellness and beauty practitioner.
Miss Maryam is a renowned nutritionist, an engineer by education, and a holistic health and skincare coach by passion, who is also a Dr. Sears Certified L.E.A.N coach. Dr. Maryam, thank you so much for joining us today.
I am so excited to learn more.
Are you ready? Let's dive into our topic today.
That's amazing. Speaking of which, how exactly can a well-balanced nutrition benefit us? And what exactly is it composed of?
When it comes to understanding nutrition and its importance for your body, I want you to imagine a building. When you want a strong, long-lasting, sustainable building, you have to make sure it has a very solid foundation, right? Similarly, when you want a pain-free, disease-free, healthy, happy body, you have to make sure it has a solid foundation of certain nutrients. When these nutrients are taken in the right quantities and balance, they help your body become robust. It enables your growing bodies to get the right tools to keep it functioning properly. Now, you may ask, so what are these foundational nutrients? Well, the food you eat is divided into macros and micros. As the name suggests, macros are majority of your food intake like your proteins, carbohydrates and healthy fats. The micros are needed in very small quantities like your vitamin, minerals and phytonutrients. That's why learning about them and ensuring a diet consisting of them in the right balance is key to a pain-free, disease-free, healthy, happy body.
That makes so much sense. Thank you for clearing that out.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly are superfoods and should we even bother to have them?
Superfoods are like the superheroes of the food world. They are packed with a lot of nutrients in a small package, meaning they deliver more vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants than your average food. Now, superfoods are not magic, but they can definitely give you a great boost when you include in your diet regularly.
That sounds fantastic, delicious, and nutritious. What a win-win. Arzu, don't you ever feel lethargic when you come back from school?
Oh yes, the dreaded afternoon slump. I thought that was just a side effect of my second cup of coffee. But seriously, don't our regular healthy meals provide for our immunities just fine? Why are superfoods any better?
Oh yes, regular healthy food is very important as well. But think of superfood like the man of the match. They can really take your health to the next level. And they are important because they can protect your body from disease, it can boost your immune system, it can provide you with more energy. So it's just having like a special power-up battery in your diet that helps you perform at the best.
Those are great pointers, and I will definitely keep them in mind. But I can't help but wonder where to begin. Miss Maryam, could you give us a few examples?
Superfoods come in all shapes and sizes. Some popular food examples are blueberries, which are like little bursts of antioxidants that protect your cells. They're great for your brain health as well. Leafy greens like kale and spinach, they're loaded with vitamins A, C and K, and they are superstars for your immune system. Then there is salmon and chia seeds, which are packed with omega-3 fatty acids that are great for your brain and your heart. And even nuts like almonds, walnuts, they are considered superfoods because they are full of healthy fats and protein.
That really helps loads. Now I know that I don't need to turn my kitchen into a superfood shrine to see benefits. Superfoods sound like they have powers, just like superheroes.
So does that mean I should be expecting my kale to come with a cape?
Well, not exactly a cape, but superfoods do have impressive credentials. For example, like Miss Maryam mentioned, blueberries are packed with antioxidants and quinoa is a complete protein. They might not give you superpowers, but they can help you make you feel your best.
I'm starting to think my morning smoothie needs a major upgrade.
Oh yes, me too. Now that we have debunked the myths and spilled the beans, or should I say chia seeds, I believe we can move on to our next topic, iron-rich foods. So, Miss Maryam, I often wonder if when we eat iron, we become as sturdy as it. I mean, we are what we eat, right?
In a way, yes. Eating iron rich foods helps our body to stay strong and energetic, just like iron is strong as a metal. It doesn't really make you literally an iron, but it gives your body the strength it needs to function well.
That makes sense.
Not to mention, iron is important for your immune system and brain function. So, it's like a multitasking superhero for your body.
And here I was thinking that my superpower was binge watching TV shows. Turns out it was just being iron deficient. However, I'm sure with the right iron intake, I'd be more energetic. So, Miss Maryam, how exactly does iron help us?
Think about iron like a fuel for your body's delivery trucks, which is basically your red blood cells. These trucks deliver oxygen to every part of your body so that you have the energy to do everything from thinking in class, doing your assignments, or playing sports. Without enough iron, those trucks can't do their job properly and you start to feel tired, weak, and fatigued.
Oh, so it's like when my phone battery is at 1% and it starts giving me that low power mode warning?
Absolutely. Except instead of your phone slowing down, you might feel tired, dizzy, or cranky. And let's face it, nobody wants to be around a cranky Ahana. Jokes apart, these foods sound really beneficial. I am sold. But wait, what do I eat to get the desired results?
In order to choose foods to get more iron, we first have to understand there are two types of iron, hem and non-hem. Now think of hem iron, which comes from animal sources like red meat like beef, mutton, or chicken, fish, and think of it as a premium fuel. It's easily absorbed by your body and it gives you a quick and effective energy boost. On the other hand, there is non-hem iron, which is found in plant-based foods like spinach, lentils, beans. It's still great for you, but it's more like a regular fuel. It takes a little bit more effort for your body to use it.
All these foods sound delicious, and the amount of options for me to choose from just make it even more appealing. But Miss Maryam, you mentioned that it takes longer for the body to procure the iron from the plant-based foods. So how do you suggest we ensure that it is well absorbed by our body when consuming non-hem iron-rich foods?
That's right. The non-hem plant-based iron doesn't get absorbed as easily as the hem animal-based iron. But there's a simple trick. Think of vitamin C as the key that unlocks the door for the plant-based iron. When you pair your plant-based iron sources with foods rich in vitamin C, like oranges, strawberries, or bell peppers, it's like opening the door wider, making it much easier for your body to absorb the iron from the plant-based sources.
That answers a lot of my questions. It's great to know that I can enjoy my Caesar salad without a worry in the world. But Miss Maryam, I can't help but wonder, how do I prevent loss of iron when I'm cooking my meals and also eating them?
To get the most from your iron sources, we have to be a little strategic while cooking or consuming them. For example, it's best that we cook iron-rich foods in cast iron pans so that you get that extra dose of iron in them. Not always possible, but we can try. Another thing you can make sure is do not drink tea, coffee, sodas along with your meals because they act like a barrier and they don't allow the iron to get absorbed in your system. So it's better to have these drinks very less or have them between meals and not with meals. Another thing we want to make sure to do is separate out any dairy sources from iron sources because calcium can block iron absorption. So while your palak paneer might be very yummy, it might be just better to have dal palak for your iron intake.
Sounds absolutely perfect. If only eating more iron gave me superpowers, like the ability to turn my to-do list into a done list.
Well, I'm positive if we try, we might even get there. However, moving ahead, I believe that was quite a lot on iron. And boy am I looking forward to not dragging through the day like a sloth on caffeine crash.
So our next topic revolves around fibers. Yes, that thing that sounds more like a boring science project than a dietary essential. However, it is a well-known fact that fiber is claimed to be the unsung hero of our diet. So Miss Maryam, could you please explain what exactly fibers are?
Think about fiber like a natural cleanup crew in your diet. It's a type of carbohydrate that's found in plant based foods which your body cannot fully digest. So it passes through your system and it helps to keep things moving smoothly and cleaning out waste along the way. Like, think about it like the sweeper in your digestive tract.
So basically, fiber is like that friend who's always reminding you to do your homework, keeping your digestive system on track and preventing any unexpected surprises.
That sounds right. But is dietary fiber the same as fiber?
Good question. In the context of food, fiber and dietary fiber is the same. Dietary fiber is basically fiber that is found in fruits, vegetables, and grains. And it's, like I explained, a sweeper that helps our digestive tract and digestive system.
Well, that clears it out. Thank you, Miss Maryam. I've heard that fibers are often categorized under nutrients. Is that so?
No, fiber is not considered as a nutrient like a vitamin or a mineral. It doesn't really give energy to your body, although it has a very important role to play for your body. Think of fiber like a traffic cop. It keeps everything moving smoothly. It prevents traffic jams in your digestive system, which you may know as constipation. It will help you feel full longer, which will help you basically to avoid overeating.
So fiber is like a built-in snack blocker. Sounds good in theory, but Ahana, what are some fiber-rich foods that won't make me feel like I'm eating cardboard?
There are plenty of delicious fiber-rich foods out there. Fruits like apples and pears, vegetables like broccoli and carrots, legumes like beans and lentils, and whole grains like oatmeal and quinoa.
But beans are great and all, but they tend to come with their own side effects. I'm not sure the world is ready for a fallout of the bean fiesta.
It's true that beans can cause some extra air in the system, but the key is to introduce them gradually and drink plenty of water to help with digestion.
Fair enough, but what happens if I don't consume enough fibers?
When you don't get enough fiber, it's like having a clogged drain. It can lead to constipation and digestive discomfort. You might also feel hungrier more often when you don't have enough fiber in your diet, which can lead to overeating, and your blood sugar levels also could become harder to control.
Well, we certainly don't want that. Lesson learned. Eat those fibers.
But wait, what if we have too much fiber? What happens then, Miss Maryam?
As we say, too much of anything is also not good. Imagine if you had too much weight in your backpack and it will be very hard for you to carry it around, right? So similarly, if you have too much fiber in your system, it can also overwhelm your digestive system, which can lead to bloating, gas, and even discomfort. So it's all about maintaining a balance. You have to get enough fiber without overloading your system. The recommended intake of fiber per day is about 25 grams of fiber for an individual.
Right. So not too much and not too less. We must learn to strike a balance.
Well said, Ahana. But having said that, do these fibers help us prevent health issues?
Absolutely. In fact, many serious health conditions, skin conditions, and other issues arise due to an unhealthy gut, also known as your digestive system. So we say that gut is your natural defense system of your body, and fiber is the captain of the natural defense system.
So it's a very organized system. Fibers are like janitors for your gut. Together it's like having a cleaning crew and a traffic cop working together in your digestive system.
Exactly. Quite impressive. Turns out maintaining your health isn't that daunting.
So we've already discussed how it helps prevent these issues. But the point in question is how?
Good question. Think about fiber as a sponge as well as a sweeper. So when you eat that extra greasy, oily foods, it acts as a sponge to absorb the extra cholesterol, which helps to keep your heart and arteries healthy. It also sweeps out the waste from your digestive system so that there is no toxic buildup in your system that could lead to issues like cancer. Also, because it makes you feel fuller and it helps to slow down digestion, what it means is it helps to slow down the sugar absorption from your food, so it keeps your blood sugar level steady and your energy balanced.
So basically, it helps maintain our entire body single-handedly.
Yes, exactly. Hats off to those fibers. Thank you, Miss Maryam, for helping us digest all this fibrous info. Pun intended.
With that said, I'd like to carry this episode forward to our next topic, the cause of half the world's despair, Allergens.
There's the good, the bad, and the nutty.
Another one? Seriously?
I just had to say it.
Anyways, moving ahead. Miss Maryam, what even are allergens and what do they do? Other than obviously being the party poopers in the food world.
Allergens are like the unwanted guest at a party. Most people can handle them just fine, but for some, these guests can cause a big problem. When someone has a food allergy, their immune system mistakes certain foods as harmful, even though they may not be harmful, and it overreacts, leading to symptoms like itching, swelling, or even more serious reaction like unable to breathe.
Oh, so the uninvited guests of the party. Nobody likes those.
Speaking of parties, how does somebody know they have an allergy? Is it like an unwanted surprise party?
Good question. Imagine eating something and suddenly feeling unwell, like getting a surprise attack out of nowhere. That's often how people first discover their food allergy. They eat something and their body responds, which doesn't in a way that doesn't feel right, like a rash, a itch, a stomach pain. So to confirm it, doctors can do tests. They can basically run allergy tests and figure out what's causing the trouble.
I've always thought of it like an extreme food rejection. No, thank you, I'm allergic.
Well, if you're lucky, you might get diagnosed through skin prick and blood tests, but sometimes it's just trial and error. Hopefully, with less drama than a soap opera.
True. But what are the common foods people are allergic to? Are we talking about the usual suspects like peanuts and shellfish?
Yes, there are some foods that are usually considered as allergens. It's like the usual suspects in a mystery, right? They are more likely to cause allergies than others, and there's a term called as the Big Eight foods, and these include milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, soy, wheat, fish, and shellfish. These guys are behind about 90% of the food allergies, so they are the ones people most often have to watch out for.
So they are like the suspects behind all our allergy problems. What about wheat? Isn't wheat in like everything?
That's right. Wheat is in too many foods, and if someone is allergic to wheat, it's like their body sets off an alarm every time wheat shows up. And basically, the body reacts to a protein in wheat, like gluten, which makes avoiding wheat very tricky because it's everywhere, like bread, pasta, cereals, and even in things you wouldn't expect, like some soups and sauces. People with wheat allergy have to be like detectives, carefully checking labels and finding gluten free options to stay safe.
Wow, imagine being allergic to wheat. That's like minus 1000 aura. Speaking of wheat, could you explain to us what gluten is?
Gluten is like the glue that holds the bread and your baked goods together. Basically, it's a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye that gives dough its stretchy texture and it helps the bread to rise. That's how you get your fluffy cakes, your fluffy pav, breads, pastries. Now, for most people, gluten is no big deal, so it's totally fine. But anyone which has gluten sensitivity or they have a celiac disease, then gluten acts like a bully and it can cause serious digestive issues.
So is there a difference between a gluten allergy and a gluten sensitivity? Or are they just different names for the same annoying problem?
That's a great question. Think of celiac disease as a security system that is not working properly. Whenever it sees gluten, it sees it as a threat and it starts attacking the body's own small intestine and it causes damage over time. However, gluten sensitivity, on the other hand, is more like a false alarm. It doesn't cause the same kind of damage, but it can still make you feel uncomfortable. You can feel bloating, headaches, fatigue. Now, remember, neither is technically an allergy, but both mean that you have to stay away from gluten to avoid trouble.
So if you're allergic, stay away from gluten. Got it loud and clear.
If someone else has a gluten issue, how do they manage it without living in a constant state of I can't eat this or I can't eat that? How should we manage this gluten allergy or sensitivity?
Managing gluten related issues is like navigating a maze with a lot of traps. You have to be careful and know where to step. Now, fortunately, there are plenty of gluten free alternatives these days, which makes it easier to avoid gluten while still enjoying your favorite foods. For example, instead of regular bread, you can go for gluten-free bread made from rice or almond flour. If you love pasta, there are gluten-free versions made from corn, quinoa, or even lentils. For breakfast, you can swap out wheat-based cereals for oatmeal. Even snacks have gluten-free choices, like you can go for rice crackers, popcorn, or gluten-free cookies. It's all about reading labels like reading a map and knowing what to avoid. Many restaurants also offer gluten free options, so you can still enjoy eating out without falling into those traps.
Wow, that really cleared things up.
So, Ahana, in a nutshell, well, a very nutritious nutshell, why should our listeners care so much about their nutrition?
It is of paramount importance for each one of us to always remember that balance is key. It's not about perfection. It's about making healthier choices most of the time and enjoying the occasional indulgence without guilt.
Thank you so much for your valuable insights, Miss Maryam. We truly appreciate how interesting and engaging this experience was.
That's a wrap, folks. Stay tuned for more.
Keep it fresh
Keep it beat.
and stay on your healthy feet.
Don't let us down. This is Ahana
And this is Arzu
signing off.